welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Covered in Sunshine. I really love this one and I know I'm going to use it so many times. It is in the new mini catalogue which runs from January through till the end of April this year, and it's on page 37. And you can see you've got these three lovely huge sentiments, and you can see how they've done them in cards. And we're going to do a one using the friend one. The sentiments. May the road ahead of you be brighter than the one behind, lined with wildflowers and covered in sunshine. Now, this one works perfectly with any floral stamp set you've got, particularly with, wildflowers and things in. This one, may the dreams you hold dearest come true and the kindness that you share come back to you. Just beautiful. And then this one for any friend card. I just can't tell you what gift it is to call you my friend. So that's what we're going to do today, and we're going to do something fairly simple. All I've done is I have taken a card base and I have done a mat on it. Do whatever mat size you want, and then I have taken a whisper white piece to go in, or a basic white piece to go in over the top like that. I'm using 1/4 inch. And then I have taken this from the center, so that's going to go straight on there, which gives a nice little border in there. And then we've got this piece that is going to go in on here, and it's going to be a landscape one, and I'm going to be using this piece to do my image on. Now this little piece, just to let you know size wise of that piece, is 4 inches by 2 3/4, and that fits perfectly into, this is the colour and contour dies, but you could use rectangular ones, and as I say, just do yourself a little piece to go in there. So I've already mounted it, and the colours we're going to be using are, which goes with the background, so Starry Sky. And then I think I'm going to use some Orchid Oasis and maybe some Tahitian Tide. Not sure yet. I'm definitely going to be using the Starry Sky to do the sentiment in, because it's a nice dark colour and I want it to be quite dark. Whoops. Got a little bit of a halo on there, but I don't think it'll be fine. I'm sure it will. So I'm just going to put this in, and relatively high up but not too high, because I want to try and get the sun in down the bottom. So that's our words. Love that font. I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to colour it in. I'm not sure yet. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. It's going to be a quick, simple one, but I haven't quite worked out or thought what I'm going to do, but I just love it. And I could put it in just as it is, but that's that piece. Now we've got these, we've got the sunshine, so I want to put a little sun down at the bottom, because I think that will work quite nicely. So let's take the sun out, and I'm going to put the sun down there. But I quite like the shooting stars, and I might put those in to just come round the top. Okay, so let's put the sun in on here. And again, I'm going to do it all in the Starry Sky, because then it'll bring the same colours in. So let's put this one in down here in on the centre. So we've got that there. And then I think I'm going to put the, because I rather like these shooting stars. So let's have a shooting star going that way. Now this is where I can take a different colour, isn't it? I think I'm going to have the shooting stars in the Tahitian Tide because I love that sort of vibrant turquoisey blue. So let's make sure we've got that in. So that's just going to come up in on here like that. Oh yes, yes, that's lovely. And then we'll have the other one. It's going to come in on the other side. Put the other one in like that. There we go. I think that just sets it off beautifully. Now there is another tiny little twinkly star, this one, but I don't think I'm going to put that in. I think that will then be a little bit of overkill. So that is what we're doing on here. It's going to be fairly sort of clean and simple, but I think I want to just do, I want it to be a little bit more vibrant. So let's just put these back in on here so I don't mislay them. Put them in properly afterwards. Okay, so I have brought a couple of blends and things out to just, you can do the sun in whatever colour you want. This is actually an old retired one, which is Pineapple Punch. I just wanted it to be fairly sort of bright and yellow. Now, I would wait a little while for the, being a really dark ink, the Starry Sky, I would wait just a little while for it to dry completely. I'm not doing that. I'm going straight in, so I'm being very careful to not go onto the edge. Okay, so that's just given that in the colour. Now what I could do is, I quite fancy just doing a bit of colour in over the top. Now I've got to be, again, I've got to be a little bit careful to see how bright that's going to be. That's going to be all right, I think, isn't it? Or maybe I'll just do it in, I don't want it to be anything too bright, so I'm just looking to see on my colours. I could put that as my friend, so let's do this one first. And I'm just being a little bit cautious because of the ink not completely drying. So what I want to do is to just give a this one is nearly run out, you can see, so sorry the squeaking noises, but I do need to. I think this month is my investing in some new blends. So I'm just going over here, apologies for the squeaking. You can see it has dried now, which is fine because watercolours and alcohol don't mix, so that's why it tends to go in quite well. Okay, I think that's going to be fine on there. Then I think I'm going to take this yellow again and have that in on the, what do I have? This again is a bright pinky one because I wanted it quite bright. This is Light Lovely Lipstick, so I want to have that in over the top on here. So I can can have it. And again, I'm trying to do it fairly lightly because I don't want it to take out all of the colour on here. So I'm just quite carefully just going through over the top of here. Like this, and then I can do this one coming up in here, so it's fairly okay. So that's that one, and then I think I need to have, what colour are we going to do on the top? I think it's got to be another, is that light, that's dark Highland Heather. Right, you have to excuse me, I've just got all of my pinky purples out, so that there was a bit of a quiet, right, that's dark rich raspberry, I don't want that. That's light rich raspberry. That's dark Highland Heather. That's dark rich raspberry. And that's light rich raspberry. Okay, so let me try these ones and see which one I want to go in on here. So I'm just going to, that might work. Don't think I want the dark. Let's have a look and see. No, the dark's too dark. I think I might actually be taking the Highland Heather. We'll see how dark that comes out. Yes, that's the one I want. And as I say, I am doing it quite lightly. I don't want it to be over the top. Just want it to be a pretty colour coming through. So I'm just going, and say, if you take it round carefully as you are working round, then you can make sure that your piece is going to be the right size, and it's not going to be over the top or not. So this needs to come down like this. Needs to come up just a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, so I just need to take this a little bit higher over the top of here. Like this. But you can see, quite simple. Or you could do it any colour you want. There we go. I think that's it. And then let's take our colours and see, because we've taken this. There we go. So that's done in the rich raspberry. Sorry, in the starry sky for the background, and then you've just got that in on there, which just makes it quite pretty. And to be quite honest, I would probably add a little bit of Wink of Stella or something like that in there. In fact, let me have a look and see. I've got some Wink of Stella here. So I think to just add a little bit of Wink of Stella in there would work perfectly. And then maybe, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella in on the sun. And then I'd put some in on there, and maybe put a couple of little what do you call them, little rhinestones, very tiny rhinestones, just in the centre. Don't know if I've got any little tiny ones left, but little tiny weeny ones, the smallest rhinestones in the centre of the star would work quite nicely. Or you could leave it just plain. It's entirely up to you, but a very simple, pretty card to just use one of these sentiments. And as I say, I'm using these all the time. They are just beautiful sentiments. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.